service order and completion, like we once the order is accepted, the order is generated, which becomes the service agreement. So we are just logging in as a Anna Johnson, and after that we are just going to the service orders, and we can review all the bills over here, and we have the options like mark completed, and like once we click the mark completed, the like we would get the prompt, and after that we can create a bill, and we can enter the bill amount over there. Like for example, like if you're entering something like 800, and then clicking OK, and we also have the option of entering the due date and time. So we are just entering a date as something like 12/25, yeah. And after clicking it OK, creating the bill, we would get the bill is created for the order number 9, and we have the specific bill number 2. So after logging out from the ANA, like we can see the bill from the client account. So going to the view and pay my bills, or view and negotiate my request. So after going over there, we can see the bill with the preferred time, and we can negotiate the bill. Like we have the options in the action, like accept, reject, or something like that. And also we can, like after paying the bill, like we can negotiate the bill whatever we want, and after entering it, like the payment is submitted. So after going to the home, like as logging in as a Anna Johnson, and then bills and payments, and going to the like in the bills and disputes, like if we view the status over there, like it would show us a paid status. And also we do have the option of disputing the required external resolution. If the bill is continuing after the bill is quoted, we can still dispute the bill. So in the web interface, so that is it. And also we can view all the bill response which is stored in the database. So after going to the database, like we can see all the uh, we can see all the what the entered prompts in the web interface can be shown over here. So this is how this is how it works.
Yeah. The workload for this project, like we have an ER diagram for the system. So this is our ER diagram. I'll now explain the ER diagram that forms the foundation of our system, like showing the complete uh, life cycle of home cleaning services, like starting from the client registration and like um, request submission, quote negotiation, service order creation, and billing and the payment. Like the arrows and thick lines represent the cardinality and the participation constraints, and like uh, design follows normalization principles and avoids redundancy. Like the core entity is our like the users, which is like the client, which has the client ID, which is primary key, and the first name, last name, address, phone, email address, which is unique. And then like for safety reasons, we have credit card last four digit, and like yeah, each client must register once. A client can submit multiple service requests, but and also like credit card details are stored and simplified and in secure formats, like I said. So the relationship would be like the client and the service request. It's like one on one. One client can submit as many requests, and every service request belongs to exactly one client. And then like for the service request, like for submitting the request, um, this entity captures all the requests submitted by the users, which the attributes has like the request ID, client ID, service address, cleaning type, which is basic, deep, or like move out, the number of rooms, and the preferred date and time with the proposed budget, and extra notes where I can add some things about my cleaning stuffs. And also it can add status like pending negotiation, accepted, rejected, and cancelled. And yeah, like the requests are immutable records that represent client intent. Status tracking enables the workflow control. So here the relationship would be like the service request is to the code thread would be one on one, and the service request to the request photo is 1 to n, since we submit five pictures. So for the request like photo entity, there should be like five photos like which is associated with the service request. So it's like 1 to 0 to 5, where we can store five photos. And then moving over um, to the negotiation, like we separated things into actions. The scheduled end note, the scheduled start, and adjusted price. Each service request has one code thread, like it allows tracking whether the negotiation is still active or not, kind of. And then for the codes, what say, um, each individual negotiation action is stored as a quote messages. It has attributes like quote ID, message ID, quote thread ID, um, scheduled end, sender note, status, adjusted price. And like the project requires that each quote response should be stored as an evidence. Like by separating messages, we preserve a complete negotiation history, as like Pranav mentioned earlier. The relationship would be also like 1 to n, because the quote messages are n, kind of. Yeah, the service orders, we do have service orders representing the service agreements, which has order ID, request ID, and accepted quote message ID, completed at and created at. So billing, bills and negotiations. So the bill entity represents the invoice generated after the service completions. The attributes will be like the bill ID, order ID, client ID, request ID, amount generated at, due at. So here the relationship would be service order to bill, and it should be the one on one. And bill negotiation or the bill response entity. Each iteration related to a bill is stored in the bill response entity. The attributes will be bill response ID, which is a primary key, and bill ID is a foreign key. Um, Sender is to Anna, like the client. The response type can be paid, dispute, revise, note, and like the amount. And created at. Here, the project explicitly requires every bill response that needs to be stored. So the design ensures all the disputes and revisions are preserved. So finally, the payment entity, like it says relationship status. It says like paid, or like the payment method of the credit card used, and the bill ID. So bill and payment ID would be one-on-one relationship. Yeah, like this ER diagram was translated into the table with primary keys, foreign keys, and some unique constraints. This ER diagram provides a complete representation of the system, which directly supports all functional and analytical requirements of the project.
So coming to the second point, as we saw all those description about like how the service request submission, quote and negotiation, service order and completion, billing and payment has been working in the web interface. Now coming to the types of client, like we can segregate client how frequent the clients are, like the clients who completed the most order. Like just registering as the client. So, for example, if I'm registering my name as Mokul and just Pranav and entering the address and entering the phone number and entering all those details, I'm just trying to uh, register by filling out all those things. And after registering it, like the client ID has been 009, and after registering it, like after going to the submit service request, like I'm gonna make a lot of like just example requests with the given details. So like just entering random things like to give a example prompt. So after entering the prompt and choosing the images, like what the complaint is about, and submitting it, like we are getting the query. And after going to the home, just like logging in as Anna, like analytics in the analytics point, like here the frequent clients, like we can see in the frequent clients, we have what the client ID is the first name and last name and the completed orders. So before that, like while we testing this web interface, we were doing a lot of completed orders with a particular name in Ana, like with a particular name. So we gonna enter a new request in the same ID, like with a different cleaning type and after logging in as admin and going to the client ID or the active request yeah. So after doing uh like coming to the frequent clients, like we have orders and the frequent clients. So while we debugging this project, like Alice Freeman is the most uh, the prompted account, the client. So we are having the most completed order as a three, and for the Grace Lupus and Ethan Wright, and for Rashmika there, Nidhi Raj there. So all those IDs, they are just completed orders. So coming to the uncommitted clients, so it's about who is submitting three or more requests but never completed an order. So it's about like giving the request and not accepting the bill, or like not completing the what order. So that's how it works. So for the committed uncommitted clients, so this is